What's going on, everybody? Noah Sanford here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a quick review on the Shimano SLX XT A. So without further ado, let's not waste any time and let's just jump right into the key features about this reel, talk about how it performs on the water, and most importantly, if it's something you want to consider buying. So most anglers are pretty familiar with the original Shimano SLX bait casting reel. It's one of the most popular bait casters probably ever made in the bass fishing industry. It's definitely a staple for a lot of guys out there, coming in right at that $100 price point. It's a very, very impressive reel for the money. It's been around for years. A lot of guys know it and a lot of guys love it. Why you might want to look at the Shimano SLX XT A? There's a lot of good reasons for that. For just a little bit more money, I think you get a lot more features out of the reel, and I think there's a lot more value in the price when it comes to the XT A compared to the regular Shimano SLX. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the features really quick. Let's just go ahead and dive right into it. I've got a whole list of things here that we're gonna read off here. And so we're just gonna go ahead and start off with some of the key features with the Shimano SLX XT A. So one of the coolest features that I love about this reel is the fact that it has silent tune. So for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna read this straight off of Shimano's site. Silent tune basically enhances casting by applying a slight pressure to either side of the spool, which stops high-speed vibration and wobble when reeling and casting. So basically what this feature does is it helps to quiet down the reel without affecting its overall performance. So basically what that means is this guy right here basically has less wobble. So you know, on most bait casters, after you've been using them for a while, the actual spool starts to get super loose and wobbly right there in the middle. What this does is eliminates that for the most part. So not only is it going to reel faster, smoother, all that kind of stuff, but it's also going to eliminate that annoying noise and wobble. So the reel is not only going to be smoother, but it's also going to be quieter. So a really big feature there. Another one that we're going to go ahead and talk about is the SVS Infinity on this reel. Guys, this is one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest, I think, reels on the market that offer that SVS Infinity. And I'm going to show you exactly what that is. So basically, on the exterior plate of this reel, kind of where your palm grips the reel, we have this external dial here. And that is going to allow you to make slight and quick adjustments when you're on the water, when you're actually fishing with this reel. So let's say you've been throwing a 1/2 ounce jig all day with this reel, and then you want to switch to like a 1/4 ounce or something a little bit lighter. Instead of having to mess with the magnet here and screwing up your settings, and the first cast you make, you just immediately backlash, you can make very fine-tuned adjustments right there with that SVS Infinity external adjuster right there to really hone in on the castability, to make sure you're not going to give yourself a backlash when you go to cast. Another really cool feature is if, let's say, it starts getting really windy, or if you're fishing down a windy bank and throwing with the wind, and then all of a sudden you move spots or you turn around and you start throwing your bait into the wind, same deal there. You can make slight adjustments just with your thumb there on the water, not having to screw with your actual magnet, and it can really just overall increase the effectiveness and the performance on your reel without having to mess with that external magnet and screw up the rest of your reel settings. So really, really cool feature. For the price point, the fact that you get that SVS Infinity is a really, really nice feature. I find myself using it all the time when I'm out on the water, whether it's condition changes, the wind picks up, or it slows down, I'm changing to a heavier or lighter bait or a less aerodynamic bait. It's a huge game changer, and to have that on this reel at the price point it comes at is just super cool. Another huge feature that I love about the Shimano SLX XT A is the fact that it comes with the Hagane exterior material on this reel. So the entire reel is made with that heavy duty aluminum exterior Hagane material. Not only does this give the reel a much more higher price point feel, if you will, like the actual reel feels a lot more refined, if you will, compared to that plastic exterior, but it's also going to give you that longevity and the durability factor as well. So let's say you're out on the water, you accidentally drop your reel on the ground, or you accidentally step on it on the deck of your boat. All of these things that happen on a day-to-day basis, this reel is just going to withstand those accidents much better, and it's just going to last a lot longer. The SLX XT A also features a VBS 4-pin braking system. So basically, you know, that's pretty standard. You pop the side door off and you see those 4 little pins that you can adjust. 4-brake system. It's got the S3D spool. It's basically just Shimano's patented spool design, extra line capacity, smoother spool, all that kind of stuff. And that's pretty much all I want to talk about when it comes to the specs on this reel. For the actual build quality and the way it's put together. Now that we've kind of talked about some really cool features that come with the reel, let's go ahead and talk about the options when it comes to actually purchasing one of these. So this Shimano SLX comes in left-handed or right-handed, and then it also comes in 3 different gear ratios, a 6.3 to 1, a 7.2 to 1, and an 8.2 to 1. So if you want to get that 6.3 to 1, if you like throwing deep cranks, or if you want to kind of slow roll a swim bait, any of those slower gear ratio applications, you're going to want to go for the standard SLX XT. If you want to get that 7.2 to 1, that's kind of just like the all-around workhorse gear ratio. It's what I recommend for most reels. It's kind of a do everything speed. You can slow down or speed up with it. If you want that one, you're gonna wanna go ahead and purchase the XT A HG model. And then if you want that really fast 8.2 to 1 gear ratio, let's say you're burning a jerk bait or a spinner bait, or you want just something that you can really pick up line quickly with, you're gonna wanna go with the XG. And the actual reel, no matter if you get left, right-handed, or what gear ratio you get, it only weighs 7.2 ounces. So it's light enough to where you can fish with it comfortably all day, but it's not so light to where it feels like it's cheap and a piece of junk. For me, it's just about right. It's got a little bit of heft to it, but overall it is still pretty lightweight, so it's very comfortable to fish for hours on end. Now that we've kind of discussed all of the features and specs that you get with the Shimano SLX XT A, let's go ahead and just talk about real life applications and circumstances for a minute. So I've owned this reel for a couple of months now, and I've been pretty much using it almost daily. So for those of you who don't know, I'm actually a fishing guide here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I guide on Lake Mead, the Colorado River, and Lake Mojave. And so I put a lot of hours behind my reels, not only myself, but also my clients. And a lot of the times my clients are less experienced, or they're clumsy, or stuff just happens, right? People will drop a rod on the deck. Someone steps on the reel, for example. In fact, someone actually stepped on this reel just the other day, one of my customers. And so stuff like that happens all the time. So far, this reel has held up really well. I think I've had it dropped multiple times, and one guy stepped on it the other day. It's absolutely just fine. The specific model I got was the 150 HG. That's that 7.2 to 1 in the right-handed. Like I said, I like the HG because you can just speed up or slow down with it, and you can use it for pretty much any application. I wouldn't mind the 8.2 to 1 though, because I have been fishing this mostly with a jerk bait recently. So I've got it paired up with 10-pound Sunline fluorocarbon, and it's been about perfect for that jerk bait application. However, I do kind of wish I went with the 8.2 to 1 for that jerk bait to really pick up that line in between jerks. But honestly, guys, I'm gonna see myself definitely purchasing several more of these in the near future, just because for the price point, guys, you cannot mess it up. They're solid, they have a million features packed into them, they're smooth, they're quiet, they can cast a mile once you get those magnets tuned right. It's just an unbelievable, incredibly impressive reel. Like I mentioned, price point. These were at $129.99 for a while. They just recently, I believe in the middle of August, like August 18th or something, Shimano jumped the price just a little bit on all of their reels across the board. I looked it up and it said it has to do with like accounting for the fact that there's new tariffs or something. Guys, it's just life, okay? Especially in the United States. Everything gets more expensive, nothing gets cheaper. So I think this now comes in at $144.99, so they bumped it up like 15 bucks. Inflation, everything else, I'm sure, I mean, you go to the grocery store every week, stuff's more expensive. Naturally, stuff in the fishing industry is gonna get more expensive too, but still, for under $150, guys, you really cannot go wrong with the Shimano SLX XT A. No matter if you're a right-handed, left-handed guy, if you want the 6.3, 7.2, or 8.2 to 1, you're seriously not gonna go wrong, guys. Really, really enjoy this reel. If you're in the price point of that kind of $150 range or so, I really don't think you can get quite better than this guy. So make sure if you wanna check this reel out, guys, I've got it linked. First link in the description. Appreciate you guys coming along. Hopefully you're able to get some value and some new knowledge about this reel out of this video. Appreciate you guys always watching. My name's Noah Sanford. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys out on the water.